Hey YouTube, I'm back. Today is day 10, including the day of extractions, which was really early, of having my denture. Not a lot has happened over the last couple of days, which is why I haven't really, made any other videos. But I want to kind of cover what's happened over the past couple of days. Starting with the oral surgeon visit, which was 2 days ago. Today's Thursday, so it was Tuesday. He looked everything over, said, looks great, no problem at all. He noticed the sore spots that had started to heal. He said, did you have those taken care of off the denture? I said, I did. He said, that's good. And he did, in fact, call those, they are ulcers. Whether they're even little spots or not, they're still considered ulcers. So that's the technical term for them. But they've been great. I mean, ever since I had that area relieved on the denture, no problem. I have no soreness whatsoever. While I was there, actually the day before, the stitches had kind of started to come loose, and there'd be a few little tails. So I went ahead and very carefully pulled those, because I noticed when I have stitches in there, if they're there for about 5 days or more, where they pass through the gum begins to get a little irritated. So I went ahead and kind of carefully pulled those out with tweezers. And then I also have a little small pair of really sharp, tiny, curved scissors. And a couple of the areas that were really loose, I could see that the gums had receded enough to where there was just really a loop of string there. I went in and cut those and pulled them, because they're not really doing anything either. I did leave, I think, one in place. Looked like it was still doing some work, so why not? And he went ahead and removed that for me while I was there. He said, it's no problem. It's you're healed plenty enough now. So that's a week after extractions, and all the stitches were gone. The stitches and the knots that they use can also cause a little binding when you wear your denture, so it just felt really good to have those out. When I was at the affordable dentures having the adjustments made, they mentioned that I might want to come back in a week, which would be tomorrow, for my first soft reline. I'm definitely, I guess I'm ready for it. I can tell that the denture itself is a lot more loose than it used to be, but it's still not really bad. And when I put it in, they just kind of go right in place. There is just there is a little bit of room there. But what I'm finding is that with a little bit of adhesive on the palate, as well as the 4 molar area over here, which I had them removed many months ago, that's fully healed, so I use adhesive there. And I've been taking, I basically spread a little bit of adhesive on both of those areas, and then whatever I have left on my finger, I've been very carefully putting right on the upper lip, right at the very top of the denture, excuse me, on the other side. And that secures, just amazing stuff. When I put that in, the denture on this side that has all the full contact adhesive matches over my lower molars on this side, and which is awesome. Over here, I still have 4 molars missing on the lower bottom, which is something I want to look at, maybe doing an implant or what have you. But the upper denture doesn't have anything there to fall against. So when I bite down on food or what have you, it has a tendency to want to try and kind of come loose as I push up, like here. Not terribly. I mean, it's you can work with it, but that little bit of adhesive almost completely eliminates that. So again, I cannot wait until my gums are healed enough to where I can use adhesive over the entire denture, because then, I mean, it'll be like my teeth. I know it. I can just tell already. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I did ask him when I could start using adhesive, and he said, well, I would wait at least another week, maybe even 2, before you start using adhesive over the entire denture. Of course, it's going to depend on how well things have closed up, and which they have. I mean, literally, there's nothing there anymore. They're completely closed. So yeah. As far as the reline though, I'm gonna I was thinking of going tomorrow, and I might. I'm still kind of tossing around in my head. I might wait till next week a little bit, Tuesday or Wednesday. Kind of push it off a little bit more. Let my gums get just a few more days on them, so that the reline lasts a little longer. But I might change my mind. Who knows what the heck. I do know that once you get it done, Matt, described it. It's like, wow, it feels so great because they fit. I mean, they're your teeth again, like the first day you got them. So, yeah, I still don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Something that Matt also mentioned that I wanted to comment on. I used to be a chronic nail biter. I have since as long as I can remember. So we're talking, 40 plus years. And I still find myself bringing that finger up here and get ready to. And the first few days, I'd actually, the top of my finger would hit gum. And go, ow, oh, no, I don't do that anymore. And my nails are starting to come back, which is like awesome. I've always been kind of embarrassed of those too because, gnawed up fingers. But so there's some positive aspects. But as he was saying, so many things you take for granted that you did in the past, you can't really do, and maybe that'll change as time goes on. But you probably shouldn't have been doing it anyways. But like even a little candy bar pack, doggone, you can't hardly get into those things anymore. Or little ketchup packs. You go to tear them and they just won't tear. So what you usually do? Grab them by two teeth and then pull because you get more force on it. Can't do that now. You're like, so yeah, it's time to get one of the little Swiss Army pocket knives that have the little scissors on them and the little knife so you can clean your fingernails and what have you. So I guess that's why they make those things, right? And that's pretty much it. The dentures are definitely more loose than they were even just a couple of days ago. So that is probably the biggest reason why people have trouble in the first month with their dentures. Why they're so, you see a lot of people with a lot of complaints. Oh, I don't know if I can ever wear these, and they don't fit, and I just don't know if I can do this. Just bear in mind that you can't use a lot of adhesive, and your gums are changing drastically every day. And in 3 to 4 days' time, what used to feel really nice and tight is starting to feel a little loose. A week, 10 days later, it's probably too loose, and you need to get it relined. Now, after that first 2-3 week period, it's going to slow down the amount of shrinkage because it's getting closer and closer to being, fully the swelling fully subsided. But during that first month is when you're going to find the greatest amount of change, and because of that, you're constantly, healing past where your dentures are. So they are going to feel a little uncomfortable. And use the adhesive on the palate if you can. And just know that once you get past that first month and then you get a good reline, it's going to last a lot longer. It's going to feel more comfortable. And that goes along with like your speech. People say, oh man, I've had these for a week now and I'm never going to be able to speak right. And I still have, some issues, and it's 10 days and I expect to for a whole month. Because again, as they are loose, they kind of hang down a little bit. Your tongue has a tendency to, one side of your tongue will try and hold it. So I'm going to hold it a little bit while the other side of my tongue does this, and it just can't do it. So I guess the best advice is to just chill, relax, give it a good month. This is not terrible at all. I'm so glad to have these. I can't even begin to tell you. And I recognize that all these little, things that are like, well, I need to get that taken care of, or I need to work on that. All that's going to be no problem a month from now. And then 2 months from now. Then 3 months from now. I'm not even going to know I have them. They're just going to be completely 100% natural. So I guess that's it for today. I am going to do another video probably today that talks about in depth the actual process I went through during the extractions. I've seen a couple questions come up about it on Matt's site, and I've been PST'd some as well. So I'm going to do a little more in-depth video just on that process. It's really not a big deal, so watch that if you have any concerns. Have a great day, YouTube, and I'll see you soon.